Oh, what's happening, folks? I got another Q&A here. I got a question that came through, so I broke out my whiteboard and started drawing all kinds of stuff. This person wanted to know what kind of company they should go work for. Fortune 500, a small business, or be a subcontractor. Okay, so I wanted to break this down and kind of let you in on some of the differences between the three and just kind of go from there, and then you can make a decision. So let's get started. Fortune 500 and small business have a lot of similarities just because they're both very large organizations, but there's a couple of differences. So with Fortune 500 companies, we're dealing with thousands and thousands and thousands of employees, sometimes upward of 500,000 people working for a company like this. So they usually start maybe around 30,000. It could be a little more than that as far as the minimum, but they're very large corporations. Big corporate politics, can't get around that. I mean, you're going to deal with corporate politics even in the small business arena. They're usually global, meaning they've got operations all over the world. So for people in IT, especially right here, 24/7, 365 IT operations, you're not going to get away with that or get away from it. There's going to be people that are working around the clock all over the world. Even here in the States or wherever you're at, you're going to be on call sometimes. You're going to be on a rotation with your team. So, that's something that you have to be willing to do in IT. And that's even in the small business world, okay? People want their stuff up all the time. They want access to it all the time. So that's a big, big, big. You'll see that on most job postings, okay? Just as a heads up. There's a lot of departments, so there's a lot of red tape in the political arena, especially in these big organizations. Management levels are really deep, so there's lots of that stuff you got to worry about. Some of the good news about these big companies here, which by the way, you'll see that health benefits are usually really good in these two categories here. Health benefits meaning, coverage for you and your family for health, and also even retirement. A lot of companies will, have 401k sometimes, and they'll even match your contribution. So it depends on the company. That's one of the really good benefits of working for a big company, because they have a lot of leverage. So the more employees they have, the better price they get with the insurance company. So it really is something that's beneficial for the employee, and that's usually the same thing in both types of organizations. Some companies even offer potential tuition reimbursement. So if you happen to get into a company and you want to further your education, they'll help you subsidize the tuition costs, which is also something that's really cool inside the big companies. So that's something to think about as well. Relocation opportunities. So if you wanted to move somewhere else, different state, different country, that's a potential opportunity for you. Same thing over here in the small business. The major difference is the amount of employees. So usually you're talking about 20,000 employees or less in a small business. And by the way, a small business could still be a Fortune 500 company, depending on the financials on the company. Just a little caveat there. Still really good benefits for a small business. Less red tape, obviously, because there's less people to deal with. Still a lot of politics, though. You'll still have room to grow and expand your career opportunities there wherever you want to go. And I would say that relocation opportunity would probably still fit in here as well, because even if it's not global and just in one country, you still have opportunity to move around in different states potentially if they offer that. So those are some of the things with Fortune 500 small business that you want to consider. And as far as getting into these places, it's like anything else. You've got to be able to get your foot in the door, get your resume in, talk to the right people, get through the interview, and then just kind of proceed from there. Now, we'll hop over to subcontracting, which is a good topic to cover because there's a lot of that goes on in IT especially. There's a lot of companies that hire subcontractors for short-term contracts. Okay, so because of that, you're not. So let's kind of start here. A lot of times you're going to be considered self-employed because you're a 1099 employee. All right, so in other words, you're not getting paid from the company. You'll probably get paid from the company that referred you there. So if you got recruited by a recruiter or one of those type of a placement company, they might be paying you through their finances, or you'll just be a 1099. It's a short-term deal in most cases, so it's not stable. There's no stability there, right? There's no health benefits, so you're on your own with your health benefits. There are some of them that are short-term to permanent. So you might find situations where they'll keep you for 6 months and then decide if they want to keep you, maybe bring you on as a permanent employee or extend your contract. So that's another potential there. A lot of times you'll find higher salaries for whatever reason in those, and so, well, I shouldn't say for whatever reason. The reason they can pay more is because they don't have to pay health benefits, and they save on their costs, as far as withholding taxes and Social Security and all that kind of stuff. So there's some savings there that they can pass on to the contractor by giving them an additional salary increase. So you might find some more money involved with subcontracting. You might have more of a flexible schedule, and of course some mobility as well. Meaning, you might be able to relocate, that kind of stuff. Sometimes work from home. Maybe it's a 100% remote position because it's just a contract and they need someone in there to help move them along with a project or something like that. But I mean, there's tons of these jobs out there, okay? And like I said before, you'll find that these recruitment houses or these placement centers, these companies that place you, will have a lot of subcontracting jobs, a lot of short-term stuff. And it's a good way to get your foot in the door to the company, because if you make a good impression with that company, they might offer you a permanent spot there. So don't discount these just because it's short-term. You want to take advantage of it if it's something that fits what you're looking for. So I would definitely consider something like this for the short term, obviously, until you can find something else that's more permanent. But so anyways, that's part of the breakdown of these three categories of companies. They're all over the place, and with anything else in IT specifically, okay, most of the jobs are going to be in the big metropolitan areas of the state that you live in. It's hard to find work in the smaller counties or the smaller cities and towns. You're going to have to commute somewhere because that's where the jobs are, unfortunately. So unless you find something that's 100% remote, and a lot of times those are very hard to come by. So anyways, hope this helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions down below. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you and thank you for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, take a look around at some of the other videos. Let me know if you have any questions, please. I'll do whatever I can to answer them. If you don't want to leave a comment, you can send me a personal message via YouTube as well. And if you haven't clicked the link below, I want you to go do that right now and download my resource guide. So we'll talk to you on the next video. Hope you're having a great day. See ya.